How you doing, everyone? Welcome along to the Red Bull Ring, the DLC track, the new one, latest one for ACC on PC. So this video, quickly getting into it, is going to be a comparison at this track of a GT2, which will end up being a Maserati because it's, in my mind, probably the quickest out the box and easiest to drive. And we're going to compare it to the Lambo Hurricane Evo 2, because that's the GT3 that I'm driving currently, so I'm pretty aware of it basically. So just going to try and do laps and try and get as close as we can to each other basically. So setups wise, we're not going to use a custom setup. Obviously, you know me by now, I cannot tune for toffee. So as you can see, we're going to go the aggressive, stock aggressive. Pretty much the only thing we're going to mess about with is obviously ABS, TC, the fuel, brake pads. We're not going to do nothing in here or here. We're going to lower the brake ducts just by one each because of the track temp's quite low. And we're basically going to adjust the tyres accordingly to get up to where we need to be. It will be the same with the Lambo. Stock aggressive. Again, just adjusting a few little things just to sort of tailor it to how I like to drive it. Nothing sort of major, nothing drastic. Like I said, because I can't really tune. So, you know, I mean, maybe we could do this video again when a setup comes out for the Maserati. But like I said, we'll see. So jumping into the Maserati, one lap. Obviously, I did do more laps than just one lap. As I said, just to familiarise myself with the car and to push it to my limits. Obviously somebody could probably go quicker, I don't know, but as I said, this was pushing it to where I felt was sort of my limit, the maximum I could get out of the car. Truth be told, maybe a tenth or two was left on the table for sort of the ultimate lap, but as I said, this was as close as I could sort of get to where I wanted to be. So this corner was sometimes a struggle. It was like, should I take it in first or second? I sort of went with the idea of going first. It seemed to sort of propel the car out quicker. So into this corner again, just trying to hook up the braking zones. Definitely notice with these GT2s, the brakes aren't as good, that's for sure. And you'll see that in this comparison video with the GT3s. I think sort of power, straight line speed, acceleration is greater in most of the GT2s. I'm not sure about the KTM, whether that lacks a little bit. As I said, it was just hooking up the lap, trying to get the best I could do for sort of this comparison video, and just to see how close they were. Obviously, before I did this, I was thinking that, I think people were saying that the GT2 should be slightly quicker, maybe. So coming through the last corner, trying to hook it up, trying not to go wide, very close to going wide there. So, and we come across the line, it was a 128.702. So now into the Lambo. Straight away I jumped into this, and just, you could feel there was definitely more grip. Braking wise, you could brake so much later as well. Carrying speed through, I think it was maybe on par what I was sort of feeling and seeing with a Maserati. It wasn't that you could really throw the Lambo in, or the GT3 as such, and get it to stick. But it was definitely, braking a lot later, and you could trail brake a lot easier. The thing I was finding with the GT2, you couldn't tend to sort of ride the brakes as long as you could in the GT3, otherwise it starts to get a bit squirrely at the back end. So it was nice to sort of jump back in the GT3. And brake as sort of as late as I could almost, and just trail braking. Didn't really find any major issues. Maybe again the last sector, the second from last corner and the last corner. Once I started to hook up the second from last corner, it was definitely a lot easier. But the last corner, because you can either hit too much of the yellow sausage on the inside, you can then sort of carry too much speed through and run wide on the sort of exit, and invalidate your lap. So, but as I said, I done a good few laps in both cars, just as I say, get it on the limit. Again, I think I could maybe go a tenth quicker in this, but As I said, we crossed the line, so yeah, 1 minute 28.755, so half a temp, sorry, off. So just a comparison now side by side. This is quite interesting because you can see that with the speed of the GT2, it's slightly ahead, and that would have been because of the start-finish straight. It would have gained. Obviously, they do have a greater top speed than the GT3, as I said, with acceleration as well. Again, it's ahead, what, a car length, I'd say. About a car length coming up, so it's going to be ahead again, sort of coming up here into the braking zone. But as you'll see, the GT3 has caught up. I'd say, what, half a car length, if that, now into the braking zone. So you can sort of see the trend that the GT3 is a lot better on the brakes, a hell of a lot better on the brakes. So it was sort of maybe a sort of cat and mouse kind of thing. So coming in again, you can see, look, yeah, they're half a car in front, but then obviously acceleration out and the sort of sheer acceleration straight line speed, as you can see, we're sort of almost 2 car lengths behind now, is greater in the GT2, but the Lambo definitely catches up in the corners. So being Red Bull as it is, it's this section right here now that it's not really flat out. So yeah, this is where the sort of Lambo claws it back. I mean, especially coming here, there's nothing really in it. Another half a car maybe. So again, the GT2 is going to pull away slightly, as you see, what, a car and a half, because of the sheer acceleration. But I think this sector where, like I said, yeah, the Lambo claws it back for sure. We're pretty much, yeah, half a car, if not a third of a car maybe. And then, yeah, coming across, there's not very much in it. So coming out then of this corner, this is sort of where it does get that slight edge. I mean, we're pretty much identical there. Obviously, positions of track is different. But obviously, coming to the line, it's, yeah, not a massive half a tenth. But I think if the start-finish line was further up, the lap time would be quicker by the GT2 for sure. I think because you haven't got that length of start finish. So, but yeah, hopefully you found this interesting. I did doing the comparisons. I did certainly doing the laps and seeing how different the GT2 drives and feels towards the GT3. At the end of this video, I have both obviously outside replays of each lap from the Lambo and the GT2. If anyone wants to view them, I know, yeah, just to sort of see the camera angles and everything else, they are actually quite good. And obviously the sound, the engine sound of the GT2 and the GT3. But that's me, guys. Like I said, hope you found it interesting. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.